What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster. And do you recall when last week we talked about Star Wars Outlaws and how crappy the gameplay video looked in that 10-minute preview that IGN put out? Well, you may recollect that the CEO of Ubisoft attempted to make investors feel better in their earnings call by saying, hey, it's all good. There are hours of gameplay footage that we have to show off yet, and that'll fix everything. Well, at the time, I said that he was a moron for thinking that was going to be the fix and that was going to make investors feel better. And now that we have those hours and hours of gameplay footage videos to pour through, I can unequivocally say this about the CEO's messaging here.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, don't forget to follow me over on Twitter, where I keep a list of games lousy with wokeness pinned to my account at all times for your reference. My handle on there is Dr. Disaster 1. Anyhow, the shill media have been given the opportunity to get their hands on Star Wars Outlaws a month or so early, and they have been posting their gameplay videos all over the internet in an attempt to salvage the reputation of this game. Personally, I don't think there's any saving it. The damage has been done. There might be some normies out there who have no idea what a dog shit company Ubisoft is, who still think Star Wars is culturally relevant, and who generally have no taste in video games. But that guy is going to see these gameplay videos and he's going to say, yeah, I gotta play this. But as we've seen with games like Concord and Flintlock and Tales of Kenzera, the modern audience that these jackasses are courting are nowhere near plentiful enough to make a game profitable, especially not a game like Star Wars Outlaws, where it is being reported that Ubisoft has spent a record amount of money on marketing this thing. That, of course, is all a trick to bring these normies out. Because if you look at the graphics on this video that I'm playing in the background, you will see that they should have spent that money on making an actual good game. Instead, they're spending money trying to convince you that it's a good game. That is a red flag as far as I'm concerned, and apparently I'm not alone. I mean, just look at this video's comments here. The video in question is from Jack Frags. It was released just a couple hours ago with a bit over 20,000 views, and already the ratio isn't good, with 1.8 thousand upvotes to about 900 down. It wouldn't shock me if, by the end of the day, this thing had a negative ratio. But just look at the comments on this thing to get a sense of what people think of this game. Ubisoft being Ubisoft. The combat looks like one of those bad arcade shooters at Dave & Buster's. Ubisoft going for a bankrupt move. When does the game start to look fun? Ubisoft really making the exact same game over and over again, expecting things to change. Hold up. She punched a stormtrooper unconscious through their helmet, then uses multiple thermal detonators without raising an alarm? EA did this franchise a justice, surprisingly. Ubisoft, on the other hand, and then I combed through the entirety of the comment section for this video, trying to find a single nice thing someone had to say about it, and this was the closest I could get before I gave up. Assassin's Creed on Star Wars skin. But it wasn't just for Jack Frags that this was the case. Look at IGN's review of the game here. With about 15,000 views after a couple hours, it's already been ratioed with around 800 upvotes to 1.3 thousand down. and just look at some of the commentary ripping this game a new one. Some of the facial animations makes me think Kay is the shapeshifter from episode 2.
Agreed.
Only game journalists are excited for this game. How do so many developers drop the ball on Star Wars? It's so easy to do. And yeah, I personally just can't understand how anyone could screw up Star Wars in a video game setting unless they just weren't trying to make Star Wars. Which is, of course, precisely what we have going on here. That, of course, is exactly what has been going on with the Star Wars franchise ever since Kathleen Kennedy took over. They have no interest in making Star Wars. They are trying to fit the audience into this weird little ball, this weird little creation, which isn't Star Wars. It's just this different thing that nobody cares about and nobody wants to see. These people try to shove crap with a Star Wars skin on it in our face, and then they look all confused when we don't just clap like trained seals and eat it up. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. The fans are revolting against anything and everything that Star Wars and Ubisoft put out, and it shows with the stock prices of Ubisoft. Back on July 17th, right before the earnings call, they were at $4.87 per share, but they dropped to right around $4 per share after the CEO dropped the ball with investors, and it hasn't gotten any better. Game critics can talk all they want about how popular a game or a developer is, but you know who isn't going to fool around? Investors. And they can't, because those are the people who literally put their money where their mouth is. With as bad as the stock price has gotten to be over the past year, this is a company that can ill afford another flop year. Last year, they lost $500 million, that's billion with a B, they lost €500 million as they were required to report as a publicly traded company. But they kept investors around by making excuses, by making them believe it was going to be okay, because 2024 was going to be a big year, because they had Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows. However, things are looking bleak for them right now with the way gamers are reacting to their shit. But I'm going to leave it there with that thought. What do you think of the Outlaws gameplay? Drop your thoughts down below and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.